This adventurous story begins by introducing a little girl named Sophia who lived in an orphanage in London. Sophia didn't even know who her real mom and dad were, but she was still living quite happily in the orphanage. Sophia had a disease that prevented her from sleeping well at night. She had heard a story in which it was said that a bag-carrying man used to come at night, and anyone who saw him would be taken to his world. Although many children did not believe this story, Sophia really wanted to see this bag-carrying man. So, one night, she stayed awake and kept a lookout. Suddenly, she saw a trash can on the street falling over, where many cats were present. Sophia was watching all this from the balcony of the orphanage when suddenly a huge hand appeared and set the trash can upright. In no time, a large man appeared, who turned out to be a giant. Sophia quickly ran back to her bed in the orphanage, but the giant came to her and grabbed her, taking her away. The giant was not from the human world, so he moved very carefully with Sophia, ensuring that no human saw him. At times, he would turn into a red lantern or hide behind a truck. The giant monster quickly fled with Sophia to his world. These giant monsters lived on an island where no one came or went. The giant took Sophia to his home in his world. Although Sophia tried to escape, the giant caught her. The giant told Sophia that there were even more dangerous monsters in this place, and if they found out she was there, they would devour her. Sophia asked the giant if he intended to eat her. The giant then explained that he was not going to eat her because he was actually a vegetarian. He used to cook and eat strange vegetables that grew in his world to gain strength. Sophia then asked why he brought her there. The giant revealed that it was because she had seen him. And you shout and tell everyone, which would reveal the secret of our world to everyone. I don't want humans to know about our world, so I brought you here, and now you'll have to spend your entire life here. Sophia, in anger, says that she will escape from there, but the giant warns her once again that she will be safe only inside this house because outside, there are giants who devour humans. So, the giant places Sophia in a safe place for her protection. The giant started taking out shiny things from his bag. Sophia asked what all these things were, and the giant replied that they were people's dreams. The giant then began reading the small book that Sophia had brought, and as he read, Sophia gradually fell asleep. When Sophia opened her eyes next, she realized that the giant was asleep. Seizing the opportunity, she began to escape. As she slipped out the window and started moving away, a very large giant saw her, grabbed her in his hand, and lifted her up. Although Sophia was pleading for help from the other giant, he couldn't do anything, and now the dangerous giant swallowed Sophia whole. But all these events were just a terrible dream that Sophia was shown by the giant to make her never think of leaving this place. The kind giant was actually much smaller than the other giants, and they always teased him. Sophia realized that leaving this place was not without danger. Suddenly, another giant entered the kind giant's house and asked whom he was talking to. Sophia quickly hid in a corner, but the bad giant started searching around because he smelled a human. To save her life, Sophia hid inside a vegetable, and the bad giant began to examine the vegetable because of its strange smell. The other giant then said that he was not a vegetarian and hated vegetables. So, he threw the vegetable in which Sophia was hiding and left. Sophia narrowly escaped death. Because of all these events, the giant named BFG was preventing Sophia from going outside. Sophia understood his warnings. BFG now asked Sophia to stay there while he finished his work and came back. Sophia asked what kind of work he did, to which BFG replied that he collected dreams. Hearing this, Sophia also felt like joining him, so she insisted on going with him. After much pleading, BFG agreed to take Sophia with him. In their world, all the giants were in a deep sleep, allowing BFG to move forward carefully. But suddenly, all the giants woke up and started torturing BFG. The other giants were much larger than BFG, so they always troubled him. BFG pleaded to be left alone as he needed to return to his work, but they wouldn't let him go. Sophia hid in a safe place, and then the sky suddenly became overcast and it started to rain. The giants were very afraid of water, so they let BFG go and hid in a cave. Due to these events, BFG got a chance to escape with Sophia, and they traveled far away together. They reached the top of a mountain, high above the clouds, where the sky was clear and many stars were visible. Further ahead, they saw a huge tree. BFG told Sophia that his ears could hear all the sounds in the world, such as the music of the stars, what the tree wanted to say, and the sounds of all the animals and birds. When Sophia reached the unique tree, she saw many wonderful things. There was also a large lake. BFG jumped directly into the lake and teleported to another place. Sophia mustered up the courage and jumped in after him. Now, BFG and Sophia were collecting many dreams from the top of the tree. There were both good and bad dreams, with the bad ones being the red, glowing nightmares. BFG enjoyed a lot with Sophia and had a great time. They developed a strong understanding between them in a short period. BFG used to steal many good dreams from his world and transfer them into the minds of sleeping humans so that at least people would have pleasant dreams while sleeping. Sophia was very impressed by BFG's actions because he was genuinely kind-hearted. After finishing their work, when BFG was taking Sophia back, she realized that her blanket was missing. It turned out that Sophia's blanket was left behind in her world, which the giant had seen. This meant they had figured out that a human had come there. When BFG learned this, he became very anxious because now the giants would be determined to capture Sophia at any cost. He didn't want Sophia to return to his world. BFG told Sophia that she should stay there because he could no longer take her with him. However, Sophia wanted to go with BFG no matter what. BFG explained simply that years ago, there was another boy, just like Sophia, who used to be his friend. He took him to his world, but the giants saw him on the way back. After that, BFG couldn't save him, and he didn't want Sophia to end up in the same situation. BFG then left Sophia there. Sophia, who was very sad, returned to her orphanage but wanted to help BFG, so she jumped from a balcony, believing that BFG hadn't left yet. BFG immediately caught her and took her back to his world. But BFG had no idea that all the giants were waiting for him to return. The giants quickly arrived at his house, wanting to eat the human Sophia. All the giants surrounded BFG and started torturing him. But here, BFG bravely told all the giants to leave because there was no human present. He had even burned Sophia's blanket to ensure there was no evidence left behind. After searching for a long time without finding Sophia, the giants decided to leave. Now, Sophia had a great plan to make the giants pay for their actions. She went to BFG and said that they needed to inform the Queen of England. She asked BFG to create a dream for the Queen that depicted all the giants who ate children and posed a great threat to humanity. In this dream, Sophia wanted to be included as well, so that when they presented it to the Queen, she would be fully prepared. BFG made the dream exactly as Sophia had described, and then, at night, he inserted the dream into the Queen's mind. When the Queen woke up, she found the dream very strange. She told her secretary about the dream, but the secretary replied that it was just a dream. Just then, Sophia arrived, who was there to explain the situation. Sophia asked BFG to come forward and greet the Queen. Because of their good behavior, the Queen invited both of them to dinner. BFG enjoyed human food after a long time, and it was quite delightful. BFG then told the Queen and her entire army about the island where all the giants lived. With this information, the Queen could send her army to capture the giants. Everything was going according to plan, and BFG took Sophia back to his world. BFG started creating a new dream to instill a sense of remorse in the giants, making them realize their mistakes. The dream was completed, but BFG remembered that he had left his fire-throwing device in the Queen's palace. Without this device, going near the giants could be very dangerous. However, Sophia took the dream directly to the giants and tried to insert it into their minds. But before she could do so, the leader of the giants stood up and noticed Sophia. But Sophia, in the next moment, broke the box, causing all the dreams to enter the minds of the sleeping giants. When they woke up, they felt guilty for how many humans they had killed. However, the giant leader was unaffected by the dreams. He was about to leap at Sophia to kill her, but BFG, who was quite weak, began to fight the giant to protect Sophia. Just as the giant was about to kill BFG, many soldiers from the princess arrived and took control of the huge giant. The entire army, using advanced technology, captured the giants and lifted them with large helicopters, dumping them on a remote island. The giants were afraid of water, so they could not escape from that island. Once everything returned to normal, Sophia did not return to her orphanage, but stayed with the queen in her palace. BFG also lived comfortably in the world of giants. Both lived happily in their respective lives, and thus, our story comes to an end.